real quickly, highlight of the celebrations, Western Conference Championship celebration from Saturday night. Obviously, it's a little different, no fans, but give me your favorite moment.
Of our celebrations, just being around the group, man. It reminded me of when I was in Toronto, we won. It wasn't the same, but similar when we won it. When you went on the road, you have to celebrate as a group. You know, we're in San Antonio, we kind of dispersed, go different places, but we went here. We don't have many places to go, but we have one restaurant. We celebrate as a group. The whole organization was there. People were just hanging out, you know, playing a little cornhole, drinking, whatever, having some drinks at the tables, all the families, wives, girlfriends. Got a chance to hang out, kick it, and just listen to music and kick back. You know, Dwight brought his boombox. Shout out to Trader Truth. Shipped us a bunch of boom boxes, and Dwight carries his music everywhere he goes. So yeah, we had those there. We were bumping the boom box and listening to music and just kicking back, and guys just relaxing, and to the wives and girlfriends and the whole organization, having a kickback, smoking cigars, and then, you know, having a drink or two.
As you should. You have to celebrate as you go on to the next goal. So I'm going to go through some of the games here in this most recent series against the Nuggets. Some notable moments, and I think you're probably aware of this now, but every time the Lakers play, I think the general NBA fan is becoming more familiar with who you are. Like, obviously, they know that you played on the Raptors, played on the Spurs, but you know the Lakers. It's a different microscope. So sure. you could be trending one day for shooting well. You could be trending one day for shooting poorly. You could be trending for other things. So after game one, and you played fairly well in game one, I believe, and you were trending again. I'm like, damn, Danny's trending again. What the hell? I know why. This is why. Because somebody has been in Hollywood for too long and pulled off a hell of a flop against Mason Plumlee.
That was game one. That was game one. It was so long ago, man. It's hard to remember. I remember what games went well, what games went bad. But yeah, I know my strengths. I know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, and there's a reason why I don't flop. Because I'm not good at it. And you know, I tried to sell it. I got kicked, but I tried to sell it. It didn't work. And obviously, anything that I do these days now, it gets microscoped and, you know, picked out, edited, and they're gonna find a way to make me trending, whether it's good or bad. Most of the time bad, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We got the win, had fun with it. I admitted I tried to sell it. It wasn't the greatest, but, you know, we keep it moving, we keep it going forward, and hopefully the next time I'll learn from it, try to do a little better. But I've seen worse flops. So don't act like, you know, I'm the worst flopper. Like, mind you, that I don't flop often. That's why I don't. That's
why I look crazy.
That's why I look crazy. So no one can, you know, say I'm guilty of being a flopper throughout my career. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah. All right. So game number 2, highlight of that game, obviously the shot from Anthony Davis. If you could take us into the huddle, I know AD had said he looked at Rondo, told him that he wanted the shot, even though the play was originally drawn up for LeBron. So, you know, diehard NBA fan might already know the details behind that. But give us, like, the players' inside scope, and then also, too, I imagine you guys have had to have fun with THT after he got knocked out.
Yeah, he got totaled, man. That dude got juggernaut, he ran him over, bro. But yeah, people say there was no drawn up play. It was a wing it play, and we just happened to, you know, it was kind of a foundation. We have a foundation of where to be in certain spots. That's the only thing we knew. Outside of that, Rondo was inbound the ball. We're going to try to make a move, try to get open. We really didn't need a 3. All we needed was a 2, and that's what I think kind of messed them up, because they didn't want to give up either or. You know, when you're guarding to not give up 3, it's a little easier. If you're guarding to not, you know, let a guy get to the 3-point. But if you're guarding, I can't let him get a 3 or a 2 with 3 seconds or whatever much time is left. There's a lot of time left, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It's harder to guard. So basically said, I cut down the middle to the basket to try to draw defense. Rondo said he made eye contact with every one of us. I think he saw me going first, and I tried to because Kenny was corner, try to bring his man, maybe give him a look that way. If not, Bron is last second option. If not, AD came around and just found open space and knocked it down. And after that, I said, Taylor, man, everybody was excited, but he caught the worst of it, of a 6'10", 6'11" guy coming at you that's about 260, 270 pounds, and just said full of adrenaline of knocking down a shot. And, you know, Taylor's a big guard. He's only 6'4", though, but he ain't nowhere near AD. And that was just the collision that you saw of him going down and eating the court. So It was a lot of fun. The pictures were hilarious. We saw Frank's face on some of the pictures, Coach Vogel's face. We saw a lot of Dud's face. There were so many great moments that you can spot in those pictures that are funny as hell, and you could celebrate it because you won the game. Obviously, if we would have lost, it would have been a totally different roots or atmosphere for us. But winning is a lot easier. It's easier to look back on mistakes and flopping, and to just move forward and laugh about it.
For sure. So before the series started, you and I talked about Jamal Murray and how well he's played so far in the playoffs. If I had to make a bubble team, he would have to be him, LeBron, AD, Jokic, and probably Jimmy Butler, because now they're in the finals. We'll talk about that later in the show. Jeremy Grant played well. Monte Morris played well. Obviously, Jokic played really well too. But I do want to talk about Jamal Murray, because I don't know if you've seen on social media, particularly Lakers social media, there's this meme or this video that was created that basically said after there's a celebration from a superstar from the other team, it led to their demise. For example, when Dame Lillard did the little dance after game one, you guys won 4 straight. After Russell Westbrook cursed out everybody and their children, you guys won the remaining games after that. And then so Jamal Murray, game 3, played well, did the little shimmy after that shot over AD, which was a tremendous shot. Did you guys talk about that shimmy? Or I know you guys thought about it personally because you guys are just competitors, but did you talk about it as a team?
I was on the bench when it happened, so I saw as soon as it happened. I said, oh, he's over there dancing. Like, we've made it a point. But obviously, social media is going to point it out. We're going to see it on film when he's doing it. You're going to see it when we watch the highlights. Everybody watches and studies the game. So we'll definitely see it. But we didn't need just that. There's more than enough motivation for us to come back. Obviously, losing the game. But him shimmying, of course, adds a little bit more fuel to the fire. And that's happened in every series. But he's been balling, man. Can't take it away from the kid. The young fella's been hitting some tough shots and been hooping at a high level, and even hooped at when he was injured. So he had to tip the hat off to him, Jokic, and the surrounding cast. He said Jeremy Grant, those guys they're real players. Monte Morris, they've stepped up big for them and played well. Grant is shooting from 3 well, shooting pull-ups, had 26. So those guys have been hooping, man, and you got to tip your hat off to them. They had a hell of a season. They came back 3-1 twice, and they were a team that we had appropriate fear and had to respect because they're a very good ball club. And they, it was a series. Even though we won 4-1, it was a tough series, and each game was close, regardless of who's on the floor or not, and whether they're injured or not. They hooped. They played great basketball, and Mike Malone, I think, is a big part of the reason why.
Yeah, and to consider the fact that they did that without Will Barton on the team as well, not in the bubble. So definitely a team to watch going forward. All right, so game 4, Dwight Howard started, and you and I noted before the series began how well Dwight looked against Jokic to begin during the regular season. Now, there's been some reports about the commentary that Dwight or JaVale have been giving towards Jokic during this series. There's some smack talk. I know you're not a very vocal cursor, but can you give an abbreviated or PG version of some of the commentary that might have been going on between Dwight and Jokic? Well, I heard there was a reference towards a holiday dinner at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, guys talk a lot of trash on the bench, on the sideline, just to get themselves into it, get our team into it, and get our guys' confidence. And a lot of times it's when AD is about to get the ball on a block against somebody, we say, how Shaq says, barbecue chicken, something like that. So we, guys are yelling out different types of meals, different type of food, cold cuts, things of that nature. But Dwight is a guy, he comes to the game, and it's hard to take him serious because it seems like he's always joking around. He'll come to the game. If he's guarding you or trapping you, he might bark at you, like a dog. And it might scare the hell out of you, but it's funny sometimes. You can tell he's doing little things to get in your head, those little antics. And I think he's trying to do the same thing with Jokic. And Jokic is such a nice guy and a guy that just doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to play his game, know that's going to, get him off of his path or how he's going to play. So after that, Dwight knew that wasn't really working. But, so the trash talk is funny. Jamal Murray was doing some trash talking. He has probably had to work on that. He's great at everything else, but the trash talking, I don't know if it was that good.
It was an A1.
Nah, and, he's got the good Canadian trash talk, which is, we said we got to work on it. But so he's been balling, and he has every right to talk his trash and making some tough shots. So Dwight, after a while, realized that trash talking wasn't going to work with Jokic, so he just went straight to business. But he played a hell of a series, man. Jokic played well, but Dwight came in, changed the series for us. The guy, he made sure he stayed out of foul trouble, did nothing silly, tried to get even though they still give him flagrants for boxing out and doing some things like that. But he stayed out of foul trouble, made a difference, block shots, got all the offense rebounds, made them have 3 and 4 guys box him out, which freed everything else open up for us to get to offensive glass. And instead caught every lob and rebound the ball well for us. Block shots changed and kind of made things tough for Jokic. So I said, all in all, he changed the series for us, which was huge, and we needed that.